want to talk a little bit about taking a step back from your life, and kind of a concept that I bring up in my Psych 205 class. I was just watching it just now, and a student had a question about it. And basically, what I was talking about was too many times we get so caught up into the minutia of life. We have a tendency to just focus on, one part of our life that's negative. And I think it's an important thing for you to do to be able to learn how to take a step back from your life. Let me give you an example. There's a story that I heard before where a gentleman was brought into a room with a blindfold on, and they walked him into the room, brought him up to the wall. His just nose was right up against the wall, could not see anything, and they took the blindfold off, and then they asked him, "What is the painting about?" Because there was a painting on the wall, and his nose was that close. Well, all he could see was a hoof. So he said, it's about a horse. The painting is about a horse. Because that's all he could see. So they had him step back, and then it was a huge, huge mural. It was a parade with balloons, colorful, kids laughing, all these different things there. But all he could see was that hoof. And what ends up happening is too many times we go through life just focusing on that one little dot or one little spot. I call that looking at it from the dot of depression. Too many times we'll focus on that. Oh, this is what happened to me when I was, and you keep looking at it and you keep focusing on it, and we don't step back and take a look at the whole tapestry of what our life has all been about. And this is the victim role. If you keep looking at it, oh, this is the way everything is. This is what I can. Oh, life sucks. This is not good. Everything's going against me. That's a victim role. And if you want to live your life that way, go for it. I wouldn't recommend it, because if you step back, you'll see that there's things that may not be going well right now, but God has a way of switching that around. He has a way of fixing this up to something good for His glory. Now, I like using Bob Ross. Bob Ross, awesome. Afro. I had an afro when I was younger in high school, if you can believe that. And I love watching how Bob Ross would paint. And I use this example when I did a speaking out to honors graduation. And I said, Bob Ross would always say there are no mistakes, just happy accidents, right? So he would say if there's a dark spot and he messes up, like, that's okay. There's going to be a nice little cloud or a little animal that lives here. So think about it this way. If you have your painting of life that you're going through and you're starting to paint things, and somebody comes by and a handful of black paint, bam, hits it, takes off. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to think? Are you going to say, well, I'm pissed and go after them, try to, get mad at them and hold on to it? And sometimes there are people that gone, they never know, and you still hold on to that anger. What good is that going to do? Here's another option. Bob Ross, what he would do, he would say, we're going to make this into a nice little, place where the rabbit's going to live, or a nice little cloud of some sort. Because if you think about it, when painters paint, they use the dark colors as background. They have to go dark first before they can put the light on there. The darkness of the color, and then you put lighter colors on it, it enhances it. It's a contrast that brings out that beautiful bright colors. So you need that darkness in there. Okay, now you have a choice if you want to focus on that. Cool, but I choose to move back and say, wow, I wonder what God's going to make out of this. This is really cool. It's a hard thing to change your mindset around, especially if you're so used to being negative. But you can, because you can even become the observer of your own thoughts. And that's what I wanted to mention today. Become the observer of your own thoughts. Step back and kind of see how you're thinking. That was interesting, Steve. How did that happen? What are you thinking that? Where'd that come from? Once you start to do that, then you become more in control of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're reacting. I talk about that in my Energy Vampires book. There's only 3 things in this world you can truly control. Only 3 things. How you think, how you feel, how you react. That's it. You can't control how anybody else thinks. You can't control how they feel or how they react. Yeah, you can try. If you do that, then you're going to build resentment. Okay, but why waste energy on that? So, really take a look, step back from your life, become the observer of your own life. and there's another thought that I had too, where I was listening to, and I can't remember where it was at, but they described meditation, and I like the way this falls into thinking. Meditation as sitting on a hill and watching traffic go by. And all of those cars on that freeway are your thoughts. And thoughts are going through our heads, they're going boom, 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 going through, right? So the idea of meditation is to be there, relaxed, breathing, and just watching the thoughts go by. The whole idea is not to focus on that one little dot, like in the painting, but to just watch them go through. What ends up happening, we're so impatient a lot of times that we just try to get into the car and try to control that thought. And they get in and try to take control of the wheel. And it said, no. You got to get back. You have to relax. Got to breathe. Take a breath in. And then and out. That's why we call our life coaching, Remember to Breathe life coaching, is because we forget to breathe whenever our thoughts are going. We start to hyperventilate a lot of times. But not hyperventilate, but just shallow breathing. It's not getting down deep. And when you're mindful of what you're breathing and your breath, it connects you with spirit, because it is a part of to inspire is to the spirit to breathe, and God, the breath of life, right? So the way that you're supposed to breathe and mindfully breathe is 4 seconds through your nose. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then out through your mouth for 4 seconds. So let me give you a try this. Deep breath in, then out. One more time. Deep breath in, then out. I've done this with people, and it's amazing. Just that little bit will slow your mind down. Just that little bit will help you to reset. Because I have ADD. I mean, I was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, and when I was younger, was given Ritalin, but never really took it. But I had a lot of energy. My mind will do the same thing, and I'm just saying, because sometimes it's squirrel. Mind will go left and right, and when I teach, my mind will go left and right, but I'm able to bring it back together for the main point. So my main point here is, and this is what I've done. I know myself enough to step back from me and really think about what I think about. That's critical thinking. If you don't, then you're just Pavlov's dog salivating when somebody says something, or you're reacting without thinking. You say things without thinking. Okay, that's not a good thing to do, because again, that's going to be an issue if you're in relationships or if at work and stuff like that. If you have a short fuse, not a good thing. So take time to take a deep breath where you breathe in, then out. This isn't it. No. Deep breath in 4 seconds, then out. Do it as many times as you need to. This will help you to reset your mind. Another way of resetting your mind too is going, interesting. Whenever somebody says something, they want to get a reaction out of you, I always say, interesting. If you're to say that, let's try it. Go, interesting. What happens to your thought process? It stops. It's non-judgmental. we have a tendency to judge automatically because we want to defend ourselves or we want to say something. But if you say and remind yourself, interesting, that's the way to step back in your mind and say, interesting. Wonder why I said that. Instead of get all angry and start attacking. Not going to be helpful. So, bottom line, I recommend taking a deep breath in. Becoming an observer of your own life means to step back from who you are and start seeing yourself separate. Start seeing your thoughts separate. Then you take a deep breath in. 4 seconds through your nose. Hold it for 4 and out through your mouth. Then you're able to reset and be able to paint something really beautiful on this tapestry that is your life. And your life is a beautiful tapestry, and letting God guide you in that is amazing. But the first step is to be able to understand ourselves. So hopefully that helps you out. It's a little bit of internal exploring that I wanted to put out. And if you have any thoughts, comments, please comment. Subscribe to as well to the Internal Explorer's Journey, my YouTube. And hopefully I can bring you some more. All right, take care. Thank you. Bye.